Welcome to the All Inclusive Podcast. I am your host, Shy. And today, we've been trying to hook up for a while.
Forever.
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 Forever. So today, I'm super duper excited for my guests. We're going to talk about fatherhood, the good, the bad, the ugly, the transitions, all that. We're celebrating fatherhood because it's June. So just like I did for Mother's Day, I wanted to celebrate mothers. I know fathers, they don't really get the necessary attention.
Yes.
And so we're going to start with my temperature check, go to your temperature check, and then I'm going to roll the questions out.
Yeah, let's rock and roll.
Let's rock and roll.
Listen, it's been a long time.
It's been a long time,
Yes.
okay?
Yes.
I got my guest JB here. JB.
Wire guy, JB.
JB.
Shameless plug.
Right. Listen, put it out there. The wire guy. That's one of his businesses. Yeah. My temperature check, as you guys see, I'm hot, on fire. What's your temperature check?
Oh, man. You know me.
Yeah.
Listen, I stay up.
Stay up.
So you already know.
Yeah.
Listen.
Yeah.
I'm ready for whatever.
You ready for whatever?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. So, first question. Tell me about your upbringing as far as fatherhood.
My upbringing as far as fatherhood.
Yes, for you.
So I've always had male figures
Okay.
in my life.
Mm-hmm.
I was raised by my aunt,
Mm-hmm.
my aunt, and so she was married. So
Mm-hmm.
always been a man around
Okay.
in the house. You know what I'm saying? So it
Mhm.
wasn't the absence of a father,
Right.
um, but a man being around doesn't actually equal to a father
Yeah.
being present.
Yeah.
So malehood does not equate to fatherhood.
Tell me about it. Same thing with motherhood.
Grateful,
Yeah.
super grateful.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because it could have not been a male figure around or
Right.
males, period,
Right.
around.
Because you had brothers.
Because I had brothers.
Right.
You know what I mean? I had gentlemen in the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Because I've always been active and you
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying, athletic
Right.
and always into stuff. I was always into stuff. So,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying? People would always see like who I could be and the potential in me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So a lot of people
Just gravitated to you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I had no idea, you know what I mean, that was something that was in me that throughout my life people would just automatically gravitate
Gravitate to you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
I could say I have the same story as far as people gravitating to me, and I'm just like, so you and I, just for a little history,
Right.
you and I met through church.
Right.
And honestly, I gravitated more towards, like, it would be like couples, and I always gravitated towards the male in the couple.
Right.
Like, my comfortability with the women in the couple was like, she's nice. But the guys, I was like, and maybe because I did have a situation where my dad was absent. My mom was married twice. Once with my youngest brother dad, which he was in the household and he was dope. He was really, really dope.
Mm-hmm.
And the second one, my stepdad that passed away in 19, which you know him, and he's a man. He was a man's man, you know. Yeah, he was a man's man.
Yeah.
And so now that he's gone, I miss him even more because that presence, especially when in the beginning I didn't give him a chance, and then when I started giving him a chance, I was like, man, he's really like a good person.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He was.
Good person, stand up guy, great dad. I could really say like my dad is gone.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So I definitely, um, And my stepdad, and not my stepdad, my grandfather,
Right.
which my grandfather, he was
Right.
a man's man.
Right. Pops.
Pops,
Yeah.
pops, he was a man's man. So I definitely understand what you were saying about yeah, you might have a presence, but it's a little bit different, because what you say, manhood doesn't equate to fatherhood.
Absolutely not.
So when you say that, can you go a little bit deeper about what you mean?
So here's the thing, right? You could be somewhere
Mm-hmm.
but not actually be there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Just because you're there in your body, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you're not engaged,
Mm-hmm.
if you're not um pouring into,
Mm-hmm.
encouraging or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
then you're just there.
Right.
You're just a male figure that's there.
Right.
If you're not imparting anything, if you're not teaching anything,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? Then those are the things that come with fatherhood.
Mm-hmm.
Teaching you the ropes of life and how to navigate certain things and
Mm-hmm.
situations or whatever. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So again, grateful for having a man around
Mm-hmm.
because all I did was see him work.
Right. Okay.
All I did was see him work. You
Okay.
know what I'm saying? And that work to take care of my aunt and us and all, the whole family or whatever,
Right.
that certainly instilled in me because
Yes.
all I do
Do is
is
work.
work.
Right.
That's why it took me, what, 7 months to get here?
Right.
Because
Right.
it was
Right.
always something
Right.
between my kids, speaking of fatherhood,
Right.
between something that my kids had going on
Mm-hmm.
or dealing with my business or work or whatever. I just, you know what I mean? I couldn't make it. So,
Right.
you know what I mean? That's one thing that I learned from him, you know what
Right.
I'm saying, was the responsibility
Yeah.
of taking care of and providing
Mm-hmm.
no matter what.
No
So
matter what.
so so again, grateful, you know what I'm saying, that he was instrumental in allowing me to say that I never had to go hungry.
Mm-hmm.
I never had to find somewhere to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I never had to be dirty
Mm-hmm.
or, you know what I mean, not have, you know what I
Right.
mean, may not have been the best of things, but I always had.
Yeah.
And that was his job.
Right.
That's what I got from him.
Okay.
You got what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But there's another element. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? A male and a father, although a father is a male,
Mm-hmm.
totally different.
Totally different.
Totally different.
Yeah.
Because you can be a real man, but not be a real father.
Whew. Whew.
So that's what I mean. It's a lot. It's so many different nuances, and we can go so deep into
Mm-hmm.
so many different elements of life and how people say this and say that about, when it comes to relationships and marriage and what the mother's supposed to do and what the father is supposed to do. All that is foolishness.
Mm-hmm.
You got what I'm saying?
Right.
If you're not fully taking on the responsibility of making certain that no matter what,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean, your kid is taken care of emotionally
Mm-hmm.
and mentally.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the two major things, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
the money gonna come. Anybody can get some money.
Right.
Anybody can get some money.
Right.
But can't anybody take the time and have the patience to impart
Right.
into a child to make them grow up to be a responsible citizen?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And a good human.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I hope I ain't going off on a
No,
tangent,
no,
but
no,
I'm
no,
just saying
no.
it's big.
I love it because one of the reasons that I wanted you here is because I always say one of the greatest dads I know.
Appreciate that.
One of the greatest dads I know.
I appreciate that.
And I've watched your journey, but they haven't. So
Yeah.
we're gonna go a little bit
Yeah.
into your
Yeah,
journey.
yeah, yeah,
Tell
yeah.
me your journey of fatherhood.
My journey of fatherhood.
How I started. And how is it
Okay,
going?
so here, my journey. Good God. You sure we got enough time? Yo, so seriously, so my journey of fatherhood started as a always been transparent.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And never held my tongue about anything. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
And you got to get. Uh, I got to make certain that I tread lightly. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So, but my journey of fatherhood started as a uh oh. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Oops. Like, oh
Okay.
boy, what we gonna do now? It's like
Okay.
we were in, ministry. You know what I mean? We
Okay.
both were in the church.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was kind of like bop, bop, bop. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It was the whole out of wedlock thing. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? And my thing was like, all right, boom, this where we at. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I got to handle my business.
Okay.
You feel what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I'm gonna take care of you,
Mhm.
and that's that.
Right.
You pregnant with my kid? Let's get it. I mean, like straight, jump straight into it.
Mm.
You feel what I'm saying? And so you know, it was a, it was a journey.
It was a
You know what I'm
journey.
saying? Because I learned a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, that again, if I was taught, you know, certain things, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? Uh I may have not have made that decision to, maybe if she was going to keep the baby or whatever, because she didn't believe in abortion or
Mm.
whatever. You feel what I'm saying? Then, what I mean, I would have taken care of it, but I wouldn't have. I just made so many other decisions
Right. Right. Right.
that literally changed the course of my life. You feel
Okay.
what I'm saying? And I
Right.
thought, again, because I didn't know that being responsible didn't mean that you take on a whole bunch of shit.
Right.
Can I-
No, you can.
Oh,
You
I
can.
didn't mean that I'd take on a whole bunch of shit that I
Okay.
wasn't ready for.
Okay.
You feel what I'm saying? Just because now you're pregnant with my kid.
Mhm.
You feel what I'm saying? Because now, you
Mhm.
feel what I'm saying? I mean, as we went along, I realized that, yeah, like we could be cool or cordial, you know what I'm saying? And
Mm.
we don't have to deal with each other and on any kind of personal intimate level, you know what
Right.
I'm saying? And co-parent effectively. You feel what
Right.
I'm saying? But again, my thing was, bro, like, listen, we out here. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? You came up here, we in church, you know what I mean? I
Mhm.
got you pregnant.
Right.
Fuck it, let's start a family.
Let's start a
Listen,
family.
let's do it.
Meaning merge.
Listen, let's do it.
Meaning
You know what I'm saying? I'm
merge.
gonna
That.
marry you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Listen, this listen, we Bible thumping.
Mhm.
You feel what I'm saying? And the
Mhm.
Bible say don't shack up.
Mhm.
Bible say don't do it before I do and all that. Well, we
Mhm.
did it before I do.
Uh
And since she did,
huh. Mhm.
she kept it and all that.
Mhm.
I mean, I was like, yo, I'm listen, let's get married.
Let's
Let's
get
get
more.
married and we gonna make it happen.
Okay. So now you are not married.
So now I'm not married.
You're not married.
I'm not married.
And how was the transition from not being married? Because divorce is kind of sticky a lot of times,
Divorce.
especially when you have children involved and stuff like that. So
Divorce.
how was the transition between you had a two-parent household, because at that point it was two kids. Y'all, you have two children.
Mm-hmm.
It was both children.
At the point of divorce, yeah.
Yes, at the point of divorce. So you have your oldest daughter, and then you have your youngest is your son.
Yes.
Um, how was that transition, and what do you think affected them the most?
because the because of the circumstances
Mhm.
surrounding the divorce
Mhm.
and the way it ended
Mhm.
or whatever, um, it was just a tug of war between right and wrong and whose fault it was.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And why we got divorced. And in the midst of all of that, right?
Mhm.
Neither of us took the time to figure out where the kids were
Mhm.
mentally and emotionally. You feel what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And that's super important. And that's the difference between making immature decisions, like making life decisions
Mhm.
when you're too immature to understand the ramifications of what those decisions can mean
Mhm.
and how they can affect your life and the children's life or whatever,
Mhm.
and making a mature, like solid decision
Mhm.
or whatever. Because you have to be able to balance it all. You have to be able to compartmentalize that you and I are no longer. You feel what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
so let's make certain that the kids are okay, right?
Okay.
But then if one person's clamoring for control and wants to be bitter and you know like make decisions without you, you know what I'm saying, it just get, it's so many, like it's a lot, bro, like
Mhm.
it's so much to unpack when you don't have the maturity level to be able to understand that this relationship, right, um is over,
Mhm.
right? And so now, because the relationship is over and we're no longer husband and wife, right?
Right.
We have to, right, as good humans, make the best decisions
Mhm.
for the kids. You
Mhm.
feel me? But then when there's an imbalance, it
Right.
make one person's ready to, okay, boom, like we're over. How can we work collectively?
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? To raise the kids the best way. You
Right.
feel me? And then another person's like over here, kind of like, oh no, well, uh-uh. I'm gonna take you for everything you got.
Mhm.
I'm gonna run you. I'm gonna run you down child support.
Yeah.
I'm a yo like you feel what I'm saying? Like no,
Right.
like you can't do anything. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna make your life a living hell,
Mhm.
right? Because you want a divorce.
Yeah.
And again, you're not gonna get into faults and all of that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It just didn't work
It
out.
just
You feel what I'm
didn't work
saying?
out. Yeah.
But like, but like, but like that's the thing, bro. Like I don't want to turn this into like a men and woman kind of thing, but it's and like the reality is like so many um and there's some sassy men out here, okay? There's some real sassy men out here
Mhm.
that do some shit that's like, and I ain't trying to be disrespectful when I'm
Mhm.
sassy. There's some sassy men out here,
Mhm.
right, that do shit for spite. You
It's
feel what I'm saying?
bitterness.
That's so bitter. It's some bitter ass men out here.
Mhm.
You feel what I'm
Because the
saying?
bitterness is not a gender.
Bitterness is not a gender
It's
at
not a
all.
gender.
So
Yeah.
so so watch this. Um, it's so many women, bro, that just make men just like make their lives miserable. Like it's like they make it their business to just like destroy a man.
Mm.
Like okay, like no, like
We didn't work
you know what
out,
I'm
but
saying? We
let's
didn't
raise
work
these
out.
children.
Let's work it. Why you know what I mean? You
Yeah.
gotta do this and let's go to child support. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? Let's make sure that you know what I mean. You ain't missing no child support payments. You know what I'm saying? And then like for me, like none of that affected how I move with my kids,
Mm-hmm.
regardless. You feel what
Right.
I'm saying? None of it
None of
affected
it.
my kids. My relationship
Mm-hmm.
with my kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even when I went to the schools and the school said I wasn't allowed to come to the school,
Mm-hmm.
I figured out a way.
You figured out a way
I figured out a way.
because that's what a father
Because
does.
that's what a father does.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
A man
Mm-hmm.
will be mad
Mm-hmm.
at the ex-wife or the baby mother,
Mm-hmm.
right? And and not even understand that he still has a fiduciary responsibility to
Mm-hmm.
take care of his kids outside of her.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I see so much stuff on social media about men saying, "Yo, like she ain't let me see my son. Like, yo, I ain't seen my son in this many days and months and this that the other." You know what I'm saying? Yo, like wasn't nothing gonna stop me from seeing my kids, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like nothing at all. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? If it wasn't written in etched in stone on a paper somewhere and the
Yeah.
judge say stay away or
Mm-hmm.
whatever, yo, I wasn't gonna let it.
Yeah.
I got so tired of going in and out of court, yo, and losing.
Mm-hmm.
Like I went and fought for joint custody. She wouldn't even give me joint custody, bro.
Mm.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not because I wasn't a great father,
Yeah.
not because I wasn't a responsible father,
Mm-hmm.
not because I didn't love my kids with all my heart.
Mm-hmm.
You feel what I'm saying? Just because she had that control. The courts gave her that much power. You feel what
Mm.
I'm saying? And so like for years I was bitter and sassy. You know what
You
I'm
was
saying?
bitten.
Like
Okay.
I was bitter as hell. Like I was
Okay.
super bitter. You feel what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? Like everything she did just irritated me. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because I knew that everything she did was out of malice.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? To be in control, to
Mm-hmm.
make sure this, that, and it's bad because it really had an effect. Like she made so many, and I'm not making this about her, and I'm not
Right.
talking about her.
Right.
You know
Right.
what I'm
Right.
saying? Because my kids love her. You know what
Right.
I'm saying?
That's their
That's
mom.
their mom.
That's
You know what
their
I'm saying?
mom. Yeah.
I'm always gonna make certain that, you know what I'm saying, I keep it on a level of
Of respect.
respect
Yeah.
no matter what. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? even though we can't stand each other at times. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
I can I can throw that to the side and say,
Mhm.
bro, like, what we doing?
Right.
You know, we can be fussing
And
and back and forth.
at this point, do you feel like your co-parent relationship is like that? Like I can't. She might not stand you at times, but then she's like, you know what? Throw it to the side for the kids. Okay.
No,
Okay.
no,
Okay.
no.
A
Cause
lot of times we talk about the women, the women, the women, the women in this great, perfect light. But the reality is you're a human being and you are half of your children are half of you. And we're no in no way are we talking negative about anybody, his situation, but we talk about real and raw stuff here.
you
And if
know,
we're gonna celebrate fathers, we gotta understand that there are fathers that are out here trying to be fathers. And guess what? They gotta deal with a whole bunch of bullshit
a lot,
just to be a
a
father.
lot, a whole lot. But I'll tell you this, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so that we can balance this out, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that we can make so I can make certain that I don't be imbalanced in like
The
things
message.
that the
Yeah.
message, okay?
Yeah.
Because there were periods of time, right,
Mm-hmm.
where like she was doing so much,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like so many things, right?
Mm-hmm.
That I, you know what I'm saying, like would just like if we was on a phone call or whatever, like it because like a lot of it just like a lot of it was just mind blowing
Mm-hmm.
because like I listen outside of us like divorcing or our relationship not working out, right?
Mm-hmm.
I never wanted to like not get along with her.
Right,
You
right,
feel what I'm
right.
saying? But it's like, yo, at the end of the day, I'm a man, bro, and you're not gonna keep like
Mm-hmm.
doing stuff. You
Mm-hmm.
feel me? But I'm gonna tell you one thing I get. One thing I regret, right?
Mm-hmm.
The biggest thing I regret or whatever is having conversations around my kids,
Mm.
right? Concerning her and her lack
Mm.
thereof of the things that I didn't like about her, the
Mm.
things that weren't right about her. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
And that's maturity.
And listen, and that's mature. Yo,
That's
like
maturity.
listen. I promise you, I wish that I had never spoken ill of her
Yeah.
to my kids.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? But again, it came with growth and maturity on my part, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm like, bro, like, why am I expressing how I feel to my kids? You know what
Right.
I'm saying? To change like how they feel about
About
their
their
mom,
mother.
and they're
Mm.
not,
Right.
and they're not.
Yeah.
So moms, it don't matter how you feel
Yeah.
about your kid's father.
You
Kids always
chose
gonna say
them.
that father. Fathers, no matter what you say about your baby mother or your ex-wife to your kids or whatever, yes, you chose them
Yeah.
or whatever. But the kids, I'm telling you, the kids have their own feelings. The kids have their own emotions. The kids want a relationship with both parents no
Mm-hmm.
matter what.
Yes.
And when the kid, listen, find a kid that hate their father or hate their mother or whatever,
And look at the
and
other
listen and
parent.
look at the other parent
Look at the other parent.
because the kid that's not the
Right.
kids, that's
Yeah.
the other parents or whatever.
I could say that because my mother never spoke ill about my biological dad.
Yeah,
And you can't you know like the
yeah,
situation with
yeah,
that. And like I changed my last name.
yeah,
And so that was a big step for me.
yeah,
And so, and to this day, he's like not really interactive with
yeah,
me.
yeah,
And he in the church and
yeah,
big and all that.
yeah,
But that's his cross to bear.
yeah,
I did it because of my own
yeah,
personal. But my mom never spoke ill about him to me.
yeah.
She did everything possible for me to have a relationship with him when I was younger. I mean, it would be times I would go to her and be like, I just want to talk to my dad. And I remember literally I was in the 8th grade and I just kept saying it, kept saying it. And I came home from school, my mother was like, "Hey, I got a surprise for you later on." I didn't know. My mother was like going through white pages and reaching out to people just to get a number for him,
Right,
and I was able to talk to him
right,
that night.
right.
And that made like all the world to me at that
Yeah.
age because essentially a child wants their father.
Yeah.
They want their father, and so I definitely can say that that is very true. Like I never hated my father. I just liked the way he treated me and he treats me, but
Yeah.
I never hated him
Yeah.
because my mother never talked ill about him.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
respect that about her.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I respect that. So, yeah. So, listen, we're going to go a little bit deeper about the kids, right?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Now, you have a daughter who's older.
Mm-hmm.
She's a young adult.
Yes.
And then you have a son who is an adolescent.
Yes.
So, you have a black boy and you have a black girl.
Yes.
What do you teach your black boy and your black girl in today's society to keep them protected?
You protected, meaning
In all
physically.
ways,
Okay. Okay.
physically, because your black boy,
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So my boy, it's crazy because my boy is really on the uh they're both smart.
Mm-hmm.
They're both intelligent,
Mm-hmm.
but my boy is more on the. He's really like me. Like he like at 9 years old. Like when he was like 8, about to turn 9
Mm-hmm.
or whatever. Like he was really like he used to call my phone and talk about like CNN, Black
Mm.
Lives Matter, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? And so my son, I like I really never had to like engage in the conversation
Mm-hmm.
because he was watching the TV at
Mm-hmm.
8 or 9 and calling me and asking me questions.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And it would spark conversations. We would talk for hours.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like, bro, like he said, Dad, like, why Donald Trump, this, that, and the other, boom, boom, boom. Dad, George Floyd, blah, blah, blah. I mean, like, we would talk about
Mm-hmm.
so much stuff. This is at 8 and 9 years old. You
Wow.
feel what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
so, like, it's like the it's so instilled in him, right?
Mm-hmm.
About how the temperature is with society nowadays
Yes. Yes.
and the whole like you know, MAGA movement as
Mm-hmm.
opposed to the Black Lives Matter movement,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. Like he's so in tune with like his blackness.
Okay.
Like he's super in tune with his blackness.
Mm-hmm.
My daughter, she's the same way. She's
Mm-hmm.
super in tune, but she don't give a shit. She
Okay.
don't give a shit either way. Like
Okay.
she listen, she gonna work, she gonna handle her business or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. You got what I'm saying? But I impart in her weekly. Sometimes some weeks, like every single day,
Mm-hmm.
I impart in her the importance of understanding that the people that she deal with and
Mm-hmm.
she associate with or whatever can have a bearing on her opportunities
Mm.
and how she moves, how people see her, and all of that.
Yeah.
You got what I'm saying? So like, so that there's like they're both smart and intelligent. My daughter's super sharp.
Yeah.
Like bro, like she get like the like the hood like Negro stuff like
Mm.
from me, you know what I'm saying? Like it's
Mm-hmm.
automatically in her.
Uh-huh.
That's not super ingrained in my son, but
Mm-hmm.
my son's so intelligent, right?
Mm-hmm.
That he knows how to move. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And so when he opens his mouth, like people are kind of like, "How old are you?"
Right, right, right.
You feel what I'm saying? It's like super mature. He
Mm.
just turned 14 in
Mm.
May. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? So he's super mature. Like we went to and this is kind of like off a tangent, but
Mm-hmm.
like we went to like a Christmas party with my lady
Mm-hmm.
and her family or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like it's a little it's called aux guard or something. You pull a card and you play the song
Okay.
and you like whoever plays the card closer to the song plays the song closer to like what you think or like the
Mm-hmm.
most or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Bro, like they was playing like some old school, and they don't know my son is in tune with like old school music,
Mm-hmm.
so they was playing like some classic old school whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and they would pull a card and be like, no, that's too much for him or whatever. And he was like, let me see the card, let me see the card, and he was like,
Mm-hmm.
no, it's not.
Mm-hmm.
That's such. That's
Mm.
Lauryn Hill. That's this, that, that. That's
Yeah.
that's Wu Tang. That's boo. And he would just, I mean, like, run down the whole
Yeah.
catalog, and they'd be
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, okay, yeah, let's play the game.
Right.
You know
Right.
what I mean? So like he's really in tune. But like this society is so crazy, right? That um your kids have to understand and know who
Yeah.
they are, right?
Mhm.
Right, and that's one thing that like I'm not gonna take total credit for. You
Mhm.
feel what I'm saying? Because like like they've never been hungry.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? Regardless of the our disagreements and some of the decisions that she made that I think that what I mean
Uh-huh.
should have included me or whatever, right?
Mhm.
Listen, they've never been hungry.
Mhm.
They've never been dirty.
Right.
You know what I mean? And they've never been safe. They've
Not
never been
not
they've
safe.
never been not safe.
Not safe.
You got
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I will never talk down on her as a mother about
Mhm.
a mother. You got what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I never want any harm
Mhm.
done to her. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Because if anything happens to her, you know what I mean, it affects my kids and I
Right.
love my kids. You
Right.
feel what I'm saying? So and this is what I mean about being on a level of maturity where you can't stand. Listen, listen, it is some days that I promise you, well, and I'm not even gonna say it on
Mhm.
camera. But it is some days that it wouldn't even matter to me what happened to her. You
Mhm.
feel what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But I pray in my prayers
Mhm.
that nothing happens to her
Mhm.
because of how it would affect my kids.
Mhm.
You got what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
so again, we might hate each other. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? She and I might hate each other. You
Mhm.
feel what I'm saying? We can never come see eye to eye about nothing.
Mhm.
Between like he missed some assignments, so he can't play in the basketball tournament this weekend.
Mhm.
The fuck if he ain't playing in the basketball tournament when I
Right.
just spent $1,200
Right.
booking the room,
Mhm.
paying for the bus, you know what
Mhm.
I'm saying, and the tournament fees.
Mhm.
Fuck, he going.
Right.
You got what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right. Right.
You feel what I'm saying? We might bump heads on certain stuff or whatever. He
Mhm.
can't play basketball this week, that week, boom, 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 and all this other stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I listen. But as I'll say that she did her best.
Mhm.
You feel what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
She did it. It's kind of like going
With
back to the thing
yeah.
with like you know being there doesn't actually
Yeah.
isn't
And
beneficial.
and a lot of
But
times with parenting, it's like you do the best you could do with the tools that you had.
that's the bottom
So
line. And I had listen.
so for you as a father, it's like you had certain tools, but certain tools you had to learn. So at different stages of your parenting, you were the best, and then certain stages you had never even experienced. So you're like, you know what? I'm gonna go to work. I'm gonna go to work. I'm not gonna be present. I'm gonna go to work because that's what I was taught, you know. But then once you learn and you mature, you're like, no, I can't just go to work.
And I'll tell you, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna tell you what. And part of that, like going to work, was me just trying to bounce back off.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Off of everything.
Off of everything.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? Because divorce is ugly. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Divorce is ugly, and if you ain't got your shit all the way together, you know what I'm saying? It could really affect you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Financially, mentally,
Mm-hmm.
all of that. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so like, I'll tell you,
Mm-hmm.
my daughter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, I talk because I always do like a mental check in to make sure that I'm on point. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? That make sure, yo, look, I'm like that I am still being a father, that they feel loved,
Mm-hmm.
that they I always make certain that they can always talk to me
Mm-hmm.
no matter what about whatever it
Right.
is. You got what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I always had an open door policy or
Right.
whatever. Excuse me. That's my daughter one time. She said, no, I was picking her up from school one day. This is right
Mm-hmm.
before she graduated high school, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, like, cause they would see like they in the beginning of the divorce and the breakup,
Mm-hmm.
it was like kind of like it was like World War III. You feel
Right.
what I'm saying? And so like when we got to a point where like we could actually talk to each other,
Mm-hmm.
you feel what I'm saying, and be around the kids
Mm-hmm.
and be cordial or whatever,
Right.
it was kind of like they kind of felt like, oh shoot, they might be getting back together.
Okay.
You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
And one day my daughter asked me like, yo, she's like, you love my mother. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, yeah, I do love your mother. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? But I'm not in love with your mother and we ain't getting back together.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And she was like, but y'all be this and y'all be that. And I'm like, no, but that don't mean we getting back together.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And she was like, well, why y'all ain't never asked me and Justin how we felt?
Mm.
Why y'all why y'all mommy? That was my only thing. I said, what you mean? She was like, my only thing was y'all never asked us how we felt about y'all breaking up.
Mm. That just put chills through my body.
Listen, crushed me. You know why it crushed me? Because
Mm.
I was so focused on making sure that what she was doing to make me look bad,
Mhm.
you feel me? I was doing damage control so that I can look good. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Not knowing that I didn't even have to try to make myself look good,
Mhm.
because just being a father and being there and being present and responsible automatically made me look good.
Mhm.
You feel me? And
Mhm.
so like I was so caught up in like it wasn't my fault. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? It's her fault. And you know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
just some dumb, immature foolishness.
Mhm.
You feel what I'm saying? And I never, like in the midst of all of that, you know what I'm saying? I never stopped to think how they were being affected in that present moment, because I'm thinking, because I'm still getting them,
Mhm.
because I'm still spending time with them. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? Because they don't like this and that when they with me, because I'm fun,
Mhm.
you know, parent, and we doing stuff or
Yeah.
whatever. You know what I'm saying? I thought that that was doing something, but it
Mhm.
really wasn't, bro.
Mm.
Because I never got into, I never, I never, I never got into how they felt.
Mhm.
You feel what I'm saying? Like where they were
Mhm.
emotionally. You know what I'm saying about the breakup or whatever.
Yeah.
She asked me that, man. That listen, that was the big one for me.
Whew.
That was the real big one for me. And I was just like, bro, I got to listen.
I gotta get it together.
I got to get my shit together.
Yeah.
Again, I was always there for them.
Mm.
You feel what I'm saying? But I wasn't imparting a positive outlook. You
Right.
feel what I'm saying? Always doing damage control. This, that, the other. Mommy this, mommy that. Boom, 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 boom. And in the beginning, in my old immature, bitter days, I'm like, yo, yeah, cuz, boom, boom, boom. Ain't no way she should be, boom, 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 boom. You know what I'm saying? But in my
Mhm.
old days, it's kind of like, yo, well, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't got nothing to do with what go on over there.
Right. Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's
Right.
her house, her rules.
Rules. Yeah.
That's what she do.
Yeah.
I ain't got nothing to do with it. But
Right.
over here,
Mhm.
this how we gonna do it.
Right.
This how we gonna operate it or
Right.
whatever. And we gonna come to the middle to
Mhm.
make sure that y'all balanced and understanding. You feel
Mhm.
what I'm saying? Because
Mhm.
like there was a lot of shit that I'm still working on to get together. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
And she listen, she run a tight ship
Right.
when it comes to the money. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
All that. Listen, she run a tight ship. The
Yeah.
cleanest OCD. You know what I'm saying? She
Mhm.
run a real tight ship. You
Mm.
feel what I'm saying? I'll never talk bad about her
Yeah.
about those things. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? And the stuff that she tried to impart in them or whatever. You feel what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But like, I listen, it wasn't my place. You know what I mean? To
Mhm.
speak ill of her,
Right.
because it had nothing to do with me,
Right.
my responsibilities, and my relationship with my kids. You feel what I'm
Right.
saying? And
Right.
now where I am today,
Mhm.
where I sit today, you know what I'm saying? And even like with my current lady, you know what I'm saying? It's like certain stuff or whatever. And she'd be like, bro, like, listen, A, B, C, D. Listen,
Right.
you don't have to do that.
Right.
You feel me? Like you spending so much time, you know what
Right.
I'm saying? You spending so much time, right? Trying to be right, you feel what I'm saying? When you don't have to.
Mhm.
You can pick and choose your battles.
Yeah.
But again, growing up, not having a man to say, hey, boom, this how you deal with this
Yeah.
when this come up. You feel what I'm
Right.
saying? When you got a woman, bop, 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 bop. You feel what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Because all I know is, listen, I'm gonna make the money and I'm gonna make enough.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's and so we can be okay.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? But that ain't fatherhood.
Yeah.
That's niggerhood. That's not you know what
No,
I'm
you
saying?
good.
Like
Yeah.
that's nigga shit. You
Mhm.
feel what I'm saying? I'm gonna get this money
Mhm.
and long as the bills paid, we
Yeah.
straight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yo, like at 52, I'm
Mm.
52 years old, right?
Mhm.
And there are still uncomfortable conversations I have right now with my lady that I
Mhm.
have right now. Super uncomfortable.
Mhm.
Me,
Mhm.
an uncomfortable conversation?
Right.
Me? You feel what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
I can
Right.
speak with the best of them. You feel what
Mhm.
I'm saying? But it's triggers. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Man, and the reason it makes me uncomfortable, right, is because it's unfamiliar.
You're familiar. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
unfamiliar.
Yeah.
She said to me one day, bro, she was like, listen, we can do both. You know what I'm saying? We can do both.
Mm.
Listen, I can totally love you, right?
Mhm.
And totally keep my foot on your fucking neck so you can get your shit together.
Right.
You know
Absolutely.
what I'm saying? And it don't listen, and one don't have to mean
The other.
nothing else.
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
Yeah.
Listen. Niggas don't want to talk like this.
Yeah.
Niggas don't want, but I'm gonna tell it real.
Yeah.
You feel what
Yeah.
I'm saying? People
Yeah.
don't want to talk
It
like
just
that, bro.
shows your transparency and it shows your growth. It shows your growth.
it's a listen. I wish,
Mhm.
you feel what I'm saying? I wish that it could have been a smooth transition because I know people like they get along like super well. Like when I
Mhm.
say super duper well,
Like they almost
I'm
like
talking
best
about they have
friends.
whole relationships.
Mhm.
The father got a whole relationship.
Mm.
They come together for
Mhm.
birthdays. They take trips together.
Mm.
Like that, yo, like it's a different level of maturity. You feel
Mhm.
what I'm saying?
Mhm.
That's a whole different level of maturity. And
Mm.
I'm all for it. You
Right.
feel what I'm saying? I would love that. You
Right.
feel what I'm saying? But you gotta understand and realize that what you're dealing with, you feel what I'm saying? And
Mm.
so you just play your part,
Right.
do what you do, you
Mhm.
feel what I'm saying? And make certain that um they understand that she's respected
Mhm.
and all of that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
I have one more question for you. And this whole show has been just amazing. I told you this show was going to be amazing. And I hope that it helps uh male who was struggling with fatherhood, somebody going through divorce, even when you hit on, uncomfortable situations because it's unfamiliar,
yeah,
you know, black men don't talk like how you're talking.
yeah,
And I'm glad that I was able to create a space
yeah,
for you to be transparent.
yeah.
And
Absolutely,
that's what the all inclusive podcast is about.
absolutely,
You know, we bring that safe space.
absolutely,
And if you want to be transparent, whatever you need to say,
absolutely.
we we not dogging nobody, or we
Yeah,
not being negative,
yeah,
but your truth is your truth.
yeah. Yo, listen. I'm listen. I be hearing, yo, like this social engineering is literally destroying.
Yes.
This social engineering is destroying black relationships, bro.
Listen.
On I don't know if I told you that I came up with a concept
Mm.
for a podcast.
Really?
I ain't gonna say the name of it, right?
Right.
But yo, like I literally like every single day
Mm.
it's like some stupidity or some foolishness, right?
Mhm.
Dealing with and people be like, yo, other races and cultures don't do this. They do. You know what I'm saying?
But they don't
Because
put it out there.
drama isn't right.
Yeah.
Drama isn't like nobody's absent from drama,
Right.
from life ills, relationships,
Right.
finances, whatever. Nobody's exempt from the drama of none of this shit, of none of life's issues
Mhm.
or whatever. You feel what I'm saying? But they like it's all strategic, right? In exposing us and making us look like fools in
Mhm.
front of the world. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? To make them think that we're the only people that act in a certain way, in a certain manner.
Yeah.
And listen, and there is a percentage of that that's true. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a percentage of that that's true or whatever.
Mhm.
But like people, like it's like like these things are situational, bro.
Mhm.
Like you can't make a blanket statement
Right.
about um motherhood or
Mhm.
fatherhood. And I know we talking about fatherhood, but you
Right.
can't talk about fatherhood without, you know what I
Motherhood.
mean,
Yeah.
speaking about mothers because
Mhm.
that's a whole nother show. I don't know what
Right.
your Mother's Day conversation was about, but
Mhm.
like, bro, like
I actually had my
women,
mom
women, women
on.
are yo, women are listen. These black women, bro, is these
They
black
getting it.
women are doing it.
They getting it.
Okay,
Yeah.
they are doing it.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it does not mean that black men aren't either.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Which is why
And
I was so
it's
pressed to
so
get this
yo,
show. Yeah.
it's so it's so crazy how they just make everything so universal. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? And then we might be going off on the tangent here, but like we make everything so universal. Like yeah, black man this, men this, and black men that, and I'm gonna get me this man, that type of man, and this like, and I just be like, bro, like it's all strategic.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's literally geared towards the continued separating of us.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm
Yeah.
saying? When you know the whole independent, like it's okay for a woman to be strong
Right.
and independent and have her own shit, and for you to still take care of her and love her
Mm.
like she's never been loved before. It's
Yeah.
okay, bro. Bro, it's okay. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? It's okay for you to take a woman out on a date and pay for the whole fucking date. It's okay. Okay? It's okay for you to not stand or get along with your baby mother or whatever and not have the kid be affected. It's okay.
It's
Do what the
okay.
fuck you gotta do. You
Mm.
feel me? Because I went through some shit. Since we being open and transparent,
Right.
I went through some shit. I
Yeah.
went through a whole lot of shit.
Mm-hmm.
You got what I'm saying? A
Yeah.
lot of shit. Like I told you earlier. You feel what I'm saying? I went to the school one day.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like like for no reason out of nowhere, it was some paperwork at the school that said I couldn't come to the school, and I had to make a phone call in order to see my kids for school.
Mm. Wow.
So instead of taking that and being mad
Mm-hmm.
and calling her and fussing at her,
Mm-hmm.
I just went to the courthouse. Say,
Right.
hey, listen, right? Listen, she's custodial, but that
Right.
don't mean that I don't have rights.
Right.
Can you change this?
Right.
And they changed it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So now, guess what? Even if I couldn't see my kids for a long time,
Mm-hmm.
because it's a fatherhood show. So
Right.
I'm gonna talk to these motherfuckers about not allowing nobody to stop them from seeing their
And
kids.
you want to know what? That's what other black men need to do. Hold their homeboys accountable.
Let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something about me and my friends, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I promise you. I listen. I don't like I again. I don't keep mentioning her, but like like because we have so many conversations that I could never have
Mm-hmm.
with like certain you know people that I was dealing with
Mm-hmm.
or whatever. And she was like, man, please, you don't know, because but when I'm like, yo, listen, I know, we solid. Listen, we hardworking,
Mm-hmm.
right? We love our women.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? We take care of our kids.
Right.
You got what I'm saying? And we hold each other accountable. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? We ain't listen. We ain't gonna be out and a motherfucker gonna be all up in a bunch of girl faces and shit like that. Like
Mm.
yo, like bro, like we ain't, listen. This ain't the space for that, bro.
Yeah.
If you gonna fuck off, go fuck off when you get off work and you go to happy hour by yourself. Fuck
Right.
off then. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But me and your wife cool, nigga.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we not doing
We're
that.
not doing that. Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? We that's not what we doing.
And
So
that's stuff that you're
so
gonna instill into your son, and
listen.
that you're showing your daughter that that's not appropriate.
Having conversations.
Having
Listen, hey,
conversations.
listen,
Yeah.
having conversations with her now. You
Yeah.
feel what I'm saying? Like, yo, like this ain't how you move. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And who you deal with,
Mm-hmm.
this ain't what you accept.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Set her standard.
Yeah.
Set a standard.
Mm-hmm.
You feel what I'm saying? And don't compromise that standard.
Mm-hmm.
You feel what I'm saying? And with my boy, I tell my boy the same thing because he's in the, he's starting to get little numbers
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
shit
Yeah.
like that or whatever. It was a little
Mm-hmm.
situation at the school where like you know what I mean? One little girl, you know what I mean,
This.
told the other little girl that they was talking on the phone, and the little girl was like, "Well, I don't want to mess with you no more." And then the little boy got in. It was just a whole little conversation. And I pulled him up and I said, "Yo, listen, right? This is how we move. Listen, right?
Mm.
This what we not gonna do." I told him, listen, eighth grade, and this is what I told him. We not gonna date friends in the same group. I don't give a shit if you're single or not.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if that's your girlfriend or not,
Mm.
right? This is the standard I want to set for my son, right?
Right.
You're not listen. If it's a group of girls, if it's a group of girls, and it's three or four of them, you know what I mean, and
Mm-hmm.
you think two of them pretty or
Mm-hmm.
whatever, we're not gonna talk to more than one girl in that group.
Right.
Find another group of pretty girls to talk to.
Right.
You got what I'm saying? That's the standard. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Niggas don't want to talk like that, bro, because for some reason, like instant in my younger years, in my immature years,
Mm-hmm.
I was running through crews. You feel me? But I don't
Right.
want my but I
Yeah.
have a son.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? And I don't want my son, you know what I'm saying, to even experience half the shit that I experienced.
And that was gonna be my last question. If you could give advice from your immaturity and the things that you've learned, what would you say to your children?
You know, for my daughter, I would say, I would say to my daughter, um um a man can say what the fuck he want to say,
Mm-hmm.
but if he don't do what he say, then he
Mm.
don't really fucking mean it.
Mm.
He don't really fucking mean it. You feel what I'm saying? Now, You might wanna, you mean, you might have a motherfucker that's saying stuff to try to impress you or whatever and can't live up to it or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They might be genuine or whatever. But 9 out of 10 times or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
listen, this don't mean shit.
Right.
You can talk all you want. You
Mm-hmm.
feel what I'm saying? You got to action. Or if you're gonna talk some shit, you feel what I'm saying? Then put some action behind what you're gonna say. You feel what
Mm.
I'm saying? Listen. I don't even want to get into the the stuff. You know what I mean? Her situations and shit like that
Mm.
that I be important in her or whatever. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? And gotta go pull a nigga up because like, yo, check this out. I don't like how you moving.
Mm-hmm.
You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We ain't from that mob.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? You listen, you're not gonna be outside talking to her crazy. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? You're not gonna talk to her crazy in front of your friends. You're not gonna embarrass her because we don't do that shit.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? That's
Mm.
not gonna happen.
Right.
I don't get into her business and how they love on each other and
Mm.
break up and back together and break up and back together. You feel
Right.
what I'm saying? But there's a standard
Right.
that I hold for my daughter. Because
Right.
even when she fucking flailing back and forth,
Right. Right.
you know what I'm
Right.
saying? They got, yo, listen, right, bro, listen, I ain't trying to be disrespectful.
Mm-hmm.
You feel what I'm saying? You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? And I ain't in y'all business.
Mm.
But these are the things that you're not gonna fucking do.
Right. Right.
As her father,
Right.
as her protector,
As her
you
protector,
feel what I'm
yeah.
saying? This is what you're not gonna do.
Right.
And I listen, and I ain't saying I'm the toughest guy in the world. You
Mm-hmm.
feel what I'm saying? But I will fuck you up
Mm-hmm.
if you ever out in the streets and some shit like this go on.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Listen,
Right.
you can whip my ass, but just know that anytime I hear some shit,
Mm-hmm.
you feel what I'm saying? I'm gonna come see you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, listen, I don't give a fuck if y'all gonna break up and get back together next week or ever. I'm gonna fuck you up every time you disrespect her or do some shit wrong to her.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm gonna fuck you up every time she forget the standard or whatever, and I hear some shit. I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna come to you.
Right.
You feel me?
Right.
My son, listen, my daughter, she's so sharp and smart and
Yeah, she
hardworking.
is.
You feel what I'm saying? She know what she doing.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? But I still gotta guide her and tweak her. You know what I mean? I still gotta impart in her and remind her of who the fuck she is.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Because if you're gonna be dating around, then date around.
Mm-hmm.
You feel what I'm saying? If you're gonna be trying to figure this shit out, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And I ain't say fuck around. I said date
Date
around.
around.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Because you're too young to be in a relationship while you're getting your life together and
Mm.
establishing a foundation for the rest of your life. You
Mm-hmm.
feel what I'm saying? We
Right.
got time for drama and little petty shit. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? I mean, and for my boy, like I was just telling you, like, yo, like you can't do that.
Mm.
We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna run through with times ain't the same.
Right.
You feel me? So you're not gonna do that. Whoever you want, listen, that's a pretty group over there,
Mm.
pick one.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you dating multiple people, there's a pretty group over here,
Mm.
pick one of them. You
Mm-hmm.
feel me? They end up knowing each other, that ain't your fault.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
But we not gonna talk to two and three girls in the same crew and play.
Yeah.
I'm not. Yo, like
Yeah.
that's the standard I want to set for him because I don't want to make sure that um he's not imparting in the heartbreak. You know what I'm saying?
Of
Of
some.
some, you
Yeah.
got what I'm saying?
Yeah. If
Like
somebody else is.
it's okay to date around. You know what I'm saying? But you might pick this one, and this the one that really, you know what I mean, fuck with you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That whole little situation was crazy. And
Mm.
then come to find out that the one he did with, girl,
Yeah.
went and
Kid
did
stuff.
listen, kid stuff.
Kid stuff.
Went and did something slick and all that. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm
Yeah.
just like, yo, like you can't do that.
Right.
I mean, these girls keep texting me, three girls from right here in this class, boo boo boo, and they're like, nah, yo,
No.
like pick one.
Pick one.
We not
Yeah.
listen. We're not gonna do that because I don't want you. Listen, I don't want your name. Like I don't want you to have a name
Mm.
of having like running girls and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
You feel what I'm saying? That's
Right.
not a badge of honor. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? This ain't the '90s.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a different time.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? And because you play, listen, because you're smart,
Mm-hmm.
you're about to go to one of the greatest schools. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? And you listen, and your basketball skills is top notch or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? We trying to prep you for your basketball future
Mm-hmm.
or whatever. You want to make certain, you know what I'm saying, that you don't have a reputation
Right.
of a person that's like ill spoken of.
Yeah.
You got what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I don't want my son to be going in the ninth grade. You know what I mean? And his reputation in the school is he be fucking on everything.
Mm-hmm.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yes, my man child. I don't want that
Yeah.
type of that this ain't this the times ain't the same nowadays,
Right.
bro.
Right.
You know
Right.
what I'm saying? The stuff that we was cool with and like cool like boy, yeah, boy. What who? her and her. I
Yeah.
had all them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? No, that
No.
ain't. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
It's
You
crazy.
feel
Yeah.
me?
Yeah.
Listen, I want them to be better than me, bro.
Yeah.
Way better. I want my son to be way better than I was, bro.
Yeah.
In every area of life.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So I gotta I try to make sure that they're respectful.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? No matter what.
Mhm.
I try to make sure that they're upright and then it's in them. They just I'm telling you they like they are great
Yeah.
fucking kids,
Yeah.
bro. They really are. And I listen. And yeah, I'm saying that because they
You
my
seen
fucking
me grow
kids.
up, but I seen your
Listen,
kids
listen,
grow
listen.
up.
Ain't that something?
That's crazy.
Ain't that something?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
like, yeah. I just like I love my kids, bro. Like
Mm.
I listen. You already know. I ain't gotta
Yeah.
say that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I give the world for my kids. You know what I'm saying? But I can do that without speaking bad about somebody. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? I can do that without like talking down on somebody. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And again, it comes with a level of
A maturity.
maturity. You feel what I'm saying? That no matter what goes on one side,
Mhm.
right, you can always handle your business
Mhm.
as a man. You can
Mhm.
always be a father. I don't
Yeah.
give a shit. Yo, like, listen, again, back to that situation about the school.
Mhm.
I used to go and have lunch with them every day.
Mhm.
Listen, yo, okay, so they can't come, you're going to keep them home on weekends and I can't keep them for the weekend or
Mhm.
whatever,
Mhm.
because the courts keep doing some dumb shit.
Mhm.
That's a whole nother, the
Yeah.
courts,
Another
that's a whole,
episode.
listen, that's a whole different show
Mhm.
within itself,
Mhm.
how, like, you have to be like your shit have to be all the way together,
Yeah.
or you have to have an attorney that know the law of the land. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Because the courts will run you ragged like you ain't shit.
Yeah.
I'm telling you,
Yeah.
the courts will run you ragged as a good father.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
It's some man, please.
Yeah.
There's some Negroes out here, yo,
Yeah.
that like women be chasing down,
Mhm.
begging them to take care of their kids or see
Mhm.
their kids or spend time with their kids. You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? As that's not in the system on child support. You
Mhm.
feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's always the good ones system on child support. It's always the good one. It's always the niggas that love their father, that love their kids.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? That
Yeah.
want the best for their kids
Yeah.
and fight for their kids.
Yeah.
They got to be dealing with like silly shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But you said you said a whole lot,
you know,
and what I've gotten out of it is just stand up and be a father.
just stand up and be a father,
Just
bro.
stand up and be a father. And that's why you are the perfect person to be on this show. Because you've gone through some things, good, bad, ugly, but you stood up and you were a father. And you still are a father. And so I salute you.
I appreciate
I
you.
salute you.
I appreciate you.
We were trying to get this done before Father's Day.
Like what? Like,
Like we were trying to get this.
I was supposed to be. What else?
Listen,
Last since 4th of July
this
last year.
right. We was trying to get this done
Yeah,
before Father's Day,
yeah,
but the recording for the drop that happened the weekend before Father's Day, you were being a father.
yeah. Absolutely.
You were being a
And
father,
listen,
and so
absolutely.
I salute you. And from the All Inclusive Podcast, we just say thank you to all the fathers that step up, and no matter what they got to go through, they just step up and they just be the father figures, the spiritual fathers, the emotional fathers, the financial fathers, the birth fathers, the godfathers, the uncles, the coaches. We thank you. We thank you
Absolutely.
because you are needed and you are
Absolutely.
appreciated.
Salute.
And with that, we're out.